Good afternoon, my dear friends, colleagues, teachers. After the successful completion of international workshop on research methodology in social science from 16th July to 22nd July, 7-day in an international workshop. And on that workshop, Professor Dr. Shyamsundar Boiragya, Associate Professor, Department of Education, Vishwabharati Shantiniketan. He has delivered a good lecture on SPSS, and from that lecture you were so enriched that you have requested us to arrange another workshop on only SPSS. But sir is busy right now, so we have arranged another two wonderful resource person among us. So today is the first day of our 2-day national workshop, e-workshop. So the first day we have got Dr. Boidonath Pal, Associate Scientist. He is from ISI, that is Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. On behalf of Siddhinath Mahavidyalaya, I, Dr. Shyamulsri Shur, the convener of the program, I request Dr. Boidonath Pal for delivering his lecture. Before that, I am introducing his short bio note. He is the associate scientist in grade C rank in Indian Statistical Institute, Biological Anthropology Unit. He has done his MSc in mathematics and PhD in statistics. He has over 25 years research experience. His research area is biostatistics, and he has published more than 25 papers in national and international publications. He has already supervised 2 students, and he is also reviewer of several journals. He organizes SPSS workshops at ISI, that is Indian Statistical Institute, during and research methodology at ISI every year. So we are very fortunate that we have received such a resourceful person, but due to some technical fault, we could not start at time, that is on 11th, and our principal ma'am is absent today, so she have greetings all. So now, without wasting any time, I would like to invite Dr. Boidonath Pal sir for delivering his lecture. Sir, please come.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Respected Madam Dr. Uma Ghosh, Principal, Siddhinath Mahavidyalaya, and Dr. Shyamulsri Shur, Convener of National Webinar on Publication of SPSS in Social Science. My dear learned participants, I am very pleased so that sharing my teaching experience with you. So already we have left half an hour. So very short duration. My topic is now the t-test, ANOVA, ANCOVA, MANOVA, and MACOVA. So from this time here, please mute this one, everybody. Okay.
All the participants are requested to mute yourself, otherwise you will be removed. Sorry.
So before that, I think you know some statistics and you have some idea about the data. Here we apply only 2 types of data. One is categorical and another is continuous variables. So I am not going to the details. Before learning t-test, I will show you on my PP for better understanding. Then I apply SPSS, a real data like data set. Okay. So I am going to the SPSS PPT presentation for your better understanding. Then I apply this one. Okay. So TYT test. There are so many test statistics. Among them, T is one test statistics. This is a parametric test statistics, and obviously it comes from the t-distribution. So I try to understand what is t-distribution. Okay. So check here. T-distribution is a theoretical probability distribution. It is a symmetrical, bell-shaped, and similar to the standard normal curve with mean 0. The student's t-distribution range from -infinity to +infinity. The shape of the t-distribution changes with the change in degrees of freedom. The distribution will be changed depends on the degrees of freedom. In variance, it is always greater than 1 and can be defined when only degrees of freedom greater than 3. It less peaked at center and higher in the tails, and t-distribution has a greater dispersion than the standard normal distribution. As in the sample size n increases, it assumes that normal distribution, hence the sample size is said to be greater than 30. About mean. Test always the mean.
Please mute yourself.
So test of hypothesis of the population mean, test of hypothesis of difference between two means, test of hypothesis difference between two means with dependent samples, and test of hypothesis about the coefficient of correlation and regression coefficient also. We can do using the t-test following this hypothesis. And check here, properties of the t-distribution. So total area t-distribution, check here. There are 3, 1, 2, 3. So check here, degrees of freedom equal to 2. This curve is the t-distribution. When degrees of freedom is 2, this is black line. And when degrees of freedom 5, this is the t-distribution. And when degrees of freedom large, this is the standard normal curve, this one, the blue line. So total area of one this to this is 1 or 100%. The mean, median, mode of t-distribution are equal to 0. As the degrees of freedom increase, t-distribution approaches to the normal distribution. So degrees of freedom increase means maximum, that is, it approaches to the normal distribution. Okay. So now find to critical value, confidence, critical value and rejection area, acceptance area, like this one. So this is just the distribution. A critical value is the number of the borderline separating sample statistics that are likely to occur from those that are unlikely to occur. So here is 0 and increasing in this side t, and here is the probability density function. So here is the maximum. When t equal to 0, probability is maximum, and when t is increasing, probability is decreasing. Okay, so in that point, suppose in that point probability is 0.05. In that point probability is 0.05. So this is my critical, this is my level of significance, 0.5, and here is the critical value. Suppose here is 1.96, t equal to, the value of t equal to 1.96. Again, if I decreases this one, here is 0.05, here is 0.04, here is 0.03, here is 0.01. That is, here is, if here is 0.01, the critical value should be here 2.58. So from here to here, in the green area, blue area, a rejection area, and since it is symmetrical distribution, so this is positive side and this is the left side. So here is -1, -2, -3, t values, -4, like this one, and this is also the critical value, same thing. So this to this is the acceptance area. This to this is the acceptance area, and this to this is the rejection area of null hypothesis. Okay, so this point is called the level of significance. That should be 0.05, and corresponding t value is called the critical value. Corresponding t value is the critical value. Suppose your calculated value greater than this one, fall this area, so this is the rejection area, and this is the, if less than this one, this is the accepted area. So here is maximum probability means accepted area, here is less probability, that is rejection area.
Excuse me, sir, kindly share your screen. Nothing is visible.
So I will show another distribution, just point to point. First,
Sir, Bharatanath sir, please
hello?
share your screen, sir. Screen sharing is given, sir. Please share your screen.
এতক্ষণ হয়নি কিছু?
না,
যা বাবা।
হলো পারলে
শেয়ার করলাম তো, তারপরে
দেখো ওদেরকে
শেয়ার
জিজ্ঞেস করে দেখো দিয়ে নাও।
দেখা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ স্যার দেখা যাচ্ছে স্যার।
আগে
ফ্রন্ট
কি-
পেজ থেকে একটু যান, ফ্রন্ট পেজ থেকে একটু পর পর দিন।
ও আগেগুলো দেখা যায়নি? না,
এই তো ফার্স্ট খুললো আর কি।
হায় হায় হায়, তাহলে কি ব্যাক করবো আবার?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ একটু ব্যাক করুন স্যার।
So again start this one.
Yes, yes.
So check here T distribution.
So first page.
This is
Just
the first page. This is first
Yes,
page.
yes, yeah, yes, 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 sir. Please proceed.
So T distribution is a, I already discussed this one. You check this one, okay? I am showing this one. Wait. This is the first page.
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you.
And this is the second page. This is the test about the means, and
Yes,
following
yes.
the hypothesis we can use for T test, okay? And this is the third page. And I am going, this is fourth page, and this is the
The third page once again.
This one.
Yes, fourth page now.
This is
Yes.
from here.
Okay, you are starting here, na? Critical value. Have you discussed critical value?
Okay, I am going to the properties of T distribution.
Okay.
So here are three types of distributions. First, degrees of 2. When degrees of freedom 2, this curve is T distribution. When degrees of freedom 5, this is the shadow curve. And when degrees of freedom maximum, this is near to standard normal curve. So blue line. The area is total area is this to this 1 or 10%. The mean median mode of this distribution, T distribution equal to 0. And degrees of freedom increases, T distribution approach to normal distribution, like this one, okay? And this is the how to find the critical value, level of significance, rejection area, acceptance area. From this figure we can try to find out. So check here. This is the distribution and T value. This axis represents the T values, and this is the axis represents the density function, probability density function, that is P. So starting from here, T equal to 0. So right side is increasing, left side is increasing, right side indicate positive, left side indicate negative, and it is a symmetrical distribution. So this area and this area equal. Now check here. So T equal to 0 and increasing T. Check this one, decreasing P. Is it clear? So decreasing P, and here when we come here, that is maybe here 0.05 probability. This here, this point is 0.05 probability, and the corresponding T value is here 1.96. So this point is called the level of significance at 5%. Is it clear? And if we go again decrease this one, here 0.5%, here 5%, here 4%, here 3%, and 1% also maybe. 1% means their corresponding value should be 2.58. Here t equal to 1.96 and here t equal to 2.58 and level of significance 1%. That is probability is 0.01 and here is, so we have mentioned two level of significance. One is 5% and another is 1%. So why 5%? Why 5%? Because we are allowing maximum error only 5% in our test statistics. Not 6%, 7%, 10%. We are not accepting this one. So maximum error we can accept only 5%. That's why the cutoff point is, threshold point is 5%. That is probability 0.05 here. And if you increase more corrected values, go to the 99%, 1%, that is 1% error is there. That is more accurate for your analysis, test statistics result. So we can accept this one also. If I failure this one, then I come up to that point. Okay. If I failure 1%, then I come up to the maximum 5%. But in and this two is the rejection not accepted area. This and these are accepted area. That is high probability here. So this is the accepting area and this is the rejection area. Okay. And since it is symmetrical distribution, the same interpretation is the left side. Same interpretation. So t is -1, -2, -3, -4 like this way. Okay. And significant level also same. So check here the point. So first one is the red line, degrees of freedom 3. Red line, degrees of freedom 3, and here is 5% level means here, and the cutoff value is critical value is 3.18. Okay, here is 3.18. And when degrees of freedom 6, this blue line, and here is 2.45. And when your degrees of freedom infinity, that is more than 120, that is your critical value 5% level is here 1.96. Okay, so this critical value changes depends on the degrees of freedom. So here 3 degrees of freedom and 3 threshold value here also, but significant level same 5%. Is it clear? Significant level same. This is 5%, this is 5%, but this is 5%, but value is different, and degrees of freedom also different. This is not fixed. Okay. And similarly, the left side also. So few assumption is required when we go to the t-test. So first you check the normality, your dependent variable, and sample should be independent. Variance should be equals. We will compare two groups, so both groups should the variance should be equals, and dependent variable must be continuous, and independent variable should be categorical. So following assumption required when you do the t-test. How to check the normality? I think your previous teacher already discussed this one. I am not going. That is how to check Kolmogorov test or Skewness-Kurtosis test or QQ plot test. We can use any one. And random sample, that is now equal variance of the Leibniz test. You can check this one, and dependent independent variable as you define this one. No problem. So t-test, that means compare means. Only two means. The three type of t-test here. One sample, independent, unpaired, and paired. So one sample, what is one sample? One sample here, compare means, that means with known mean. What is this? Compare mean means your study means, study variable, that is dependent variable, mean of the dependent variable, this one. And with known mean means reference value. Reference value. So what is reference value? Suppose I am studying the systolic blood pressure of the 100 participants. Okay. So mean of the 100 participants, this one, suppose X1, and reference, I know that the standard cutoff point is 120 maybe. Okay. So I compare one, suppose this is 125 mean value, and this is 120, this is my known. So I compare this 125 and 120. Is there any significant difference or not? So this value is always the known value. That is called the reference value. Okay. This is one sample t-test. When this type of situation arises, you can use one sample t-test. And independent, this one. Independent means, suppose systolic blood pressure, I measure this one. You have 100 participants. You have both male and female also. Is it clear? So I want to compare mean of the male participants' systolic blood pressure and mean of the females participants of systolic blood pressure. So I think two means are not equal, maybe greater than or less than between two. So I want to check, is there significant difference or not? So in this case, I use independent t-test. And pair t-test, that is interval of time, same individual. Interval of time, the same individual. So what is this case? Suppose again I go to the systolic blood pressure. So today I measured the systolic blood pressure of 100 participants. And I want to check some drugs, medicine, how effect of the medicine on systolic blood pressure. I put the medicine all participants. Then 1 month later, again I taking the systolic blood pressure, the same individual. So 2 times measurements for same individuals. So first time mean I have calculated this one, and second time mean is there any variation between two? Maybe. So we want to check the significant difference, first and second. Then in this case, we have a pair t-test. So again, some normal assumption here, same assumption. And this is the table for t-test. This table you will get in any statistical textbook backside. And when the computer is not available, we use this one. But this is not required for this time because computer available and we got the actual probability. 5%, 3%, 1%, 2%. So we got the actual probability, significant levels. So this table this time is not required. Okay, if you have no computer, if you calculate manually, then require this table. So this is the rejection area. Check here, degrees of freedom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here level of security 5%, 2%, 1%, and 0.1%. So 5%, 3, we have checked 3, 5% corresponding value is 3.18. Is it clear? So check my previous step, previous 3.58. 3% means here 3.18. Is it clear? 3 degrees of freedom 3 and 5% level cutoff value, that is critical value is 3.18. Similarly, degrees of freedom, when degrees of freedom infinity, that is greater than 1.8, 1%, 5% level is 1.96. Is it clear? 1.96. Check again my previous slide. Yeah, infinity, this one, check this critical value is 1.96, and degrees of freedom 6, here critical value 2.45. So check again, 6, degrees of freedom 6, 5% 11, 2.54, 2.54. And this is the 1% level. Check here, 5%, 2.45, and 1% 3.70. And like this one, same, like this same. And when it infinity, 1.96 in 5%, and 1% 2.58. So this to this is the rejected area, and this to this is the accepted area of null hypothesis. So why rejected this one? Because probability is very low. Any kind of situation, we are always tends to high probability. Go to the high probability. Suppose you are on examination, appear our final examination. We select some questions. Why? Because this question is very important, must come this final examination. That is high probability. And this is not important. That is, this is very low probability to come in the examination. So we reject this one. And high probability, we accept this one. So always we accept the high probability, okay? So low probability means reject this one. So this is the one flow chart to test how and why you go there. At the score, score means dependent variables. For two means from the same subject, I am asking you, your two means are same subject. You are telling first, if telling yes, then pair t-test. That is 2-point measurements. Same subjects, 2-point measurements, pair t-test. You are telling no. Again, I ask you, are there some same number of the people of two groups? You are saying no. No means if you yes, equal variance, I go to this part. I will show this one in practical class. And no means here. Again, I asking you something, come here, and again come here. I will show this one practical class. First, I go to the t-test, then I start the ANOVA. Okay. So this is the theoretical part of the statistics. Why you use this one, when you apply this one, like this way. So now I am going to the practical class. This is my one data set. My own data set. There are so many variables here. This is the anthropometric variables, all age, sex, smoking status, height, weight, body mass index, body mass category, and so many things here. Some categorical variable and some continuous variable. And this is few measurements here also. And here is the systolic blood pressure also, 1 time, 2 times, diastolic also, and again this one. So now first, why I go to these statistics. So you try to understand my data set. There are so many variables. Here 2 types of variables only. One is categorical variable and another is continuous variable. So first you try how many analysis we can perform using the categorical variable. Which type of test statistics we can use in the categorical variable. Another part, which type of test statistic we can use in our continuous variable. And third one, we find out which type of test statistic we can use in both categorical and continuous variable. So choose your test statistics according to your hypothesis. Here, my dependent variable is systolic blood pressure. Here, systolic blood pressure. There are so many variables because in this case, the test your dependent variable 1. So I choose any one variable according to my research hypothesis. So I first set up systolic blood pressure. Okay. Then I want to check this systolic. There are 400 participants here, maybe 400 participants. So I want to check here both male and female also, and smoker and non-smokers also. So I want to check any significant difference between smoking status, smoker and non-smokers on systolic blood pressure, or any sex difference between on systolic blood pressure. In that time, in this situation, we can do the t-test. Okay. So I am coming to the analysis and check here, compare means. There are 3 t-tests, 1, 2, 3. First one sample t-test, I will show this in my slide. 3 test statistics, 3 t-tests. So I use first one sample t-test. So this is the testing variable. You can test so many variables at a time. I put here systolic and diastolic, both variables, on systolic and diastolic also. Oh, diastolic, I don't know that. You can use here only one variable because reference point is 1. So cutoff points, reference point is systolic and diastolic different. So you use only one variable here. So here is, I put here systolic blood pressure of 400 individuals, and reference value, that is 120. That means cutoff point, not cutoff point, reference value. So I want to compare this reference value and mean of this one. So check this one. So systolic blood pressure, there are 400 individuals. Mean is 114.66. Standard deviation this one. Standard error of mean this one. This is the descriptive statistics of systolic blood pressure. And here one sample t-test. My reference value is 120. I want to compare this and this. So here is 114 and here is 120. Apparently this is different. The 114 and 120 are not equal. Is it clear? So this is not my point. My point is I want to check two means are significant difference or not. I want to test this difference are significant or not. That's why I use this t-test. Okay. So t-value is not here. T-value is not here. Oh, here. So t-value is here also. Okay. Systolic blood pressure t-value minus 7.06. You can imagine minus 7.06 means here. Here is maybe here. Okay. This points fall in this here, maybe here. So probability 0, not 0 this one. This is not 0, some value is there, but when rounding this one appear 0. Okay. So near to 0, this it means near to 0. That means your data, your t value may be here, maybe here. So highly rejected. Is it clear? Highly significant. That is more 1% here. Red line, this line. 1% is here. 5% is here. Maybe 1% is here. So here is highly significant. So p value this one, degrees of freedom 399. That is number of observation minus 1. And p value depends on the degrees of freedom. If degrees of freedom changes, your p value will be changes, and probability value, this is probability, significant means probability, this will be also changes. Okay. And difference, this to this is difference in this one, and this is the confidence interval. So what is my interpretation? First you check this one. When you do the hypothesis testing, first you set up a null hypothesis, then use appropriate test statistics, then check the significant levels, then draw the conclusion. Is it clear? So what is my null hypothesis? My null hypothesis is that the two means are equal. Null means nullify, that is two means are equal. This is my hypothesis. And alternative, this is not equal. Is it clear? So remember this one. If probability value less than 0.05, that is significant. So in this case, this is significant. Significant means I reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. So what is my null hypothesis? Two means are equals. That is, I reject this one and accept alternative. What is alternative? Two means are not equal. So my conclusion is that two means are significantly different. That is, my study means of systolic blood pressure is significantly differ with my reference value. Significantly differ with my reference value. So I think clear this one. When you use t-statistics, one sample t-test, when your situation like this type of situation arises, then you can use this one. Otherwise, don't use this one. Okay. Suppose you are doing one research, your PVI researcher doing some research and getting some values like this. This is your reference value also. Anything, that is no problem. You can use the reference value with this PVI research and your present research. You compare this one. So that is, in this case, you use the t-statistics. Suppose you want to compare your reference, any journal paper. Suppose you are doing research, same things. Somebody has done and published already this one. There is some values here like this. And presently you are doing this one. You want to compare this one. What is the significant difference between two, this and that? Use this type of t-test. Okay, now go to the second option. Independent sample. So same subject. Suppose again I using this one. Here I can use more than one variables also. I am using this one, systolic and diastolic also, because here is no cutoff points. So systolics and diastolics. And grouping variables. Which group you want to compare, male, female, or smokers, non-smoker, or anything like this one. So I have sex here also, grouping variables, maybe 1 and 2, male maybe 1, and here is 2. Continue. Then okay. Check here. This is the descriptive statistics. Systolic blood pressure, male is 193 and female is 207. For male, for this one mean, and female mean this one for systolic blood pressure. You check this one. In the case of male, mean is 119, and in case of female, mean is 110. So apparently there is difference. 119 and 110 are always different. But I want to prove this one is statistically true or not. That's why we use t-test again. Again we use t-test. So compare this and this. Is there any statistically significant difference or not? So I tell you that equal variance assumed. That is indicated by F values. And if it is significant, our hypothesis is that our data should be follow the normal distribution and all equal variance, all categories variance should be equal. So equal variance assume. If it is significant, not equal, so this is not significant. So we accept this line. Not significant means we accept this line. If it is significant, we accept second line. Okay. So this is not significant. 0.47 means not significant. There is a high large from 0.05. So we accept the first line and T value is 6.68. Corresponding degrees of freedom 398. Because here formula is N1 plus N2 minus 2. In the previous test N1 minus 1. That's why N1 plus N2 minus 2. Minus 2 means 400 minus 2, 398. Here is also significant. So now what is my null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is mean of the male and female both are equals. Both are equals. And alternative not equal. So our statistics shows that T value is significant. So we reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. Alternative means not equal. So I conclude that two means are significantly differ. Two means are significantly differ. Okay. And in the same case, diastolic blood pressure, same result is here also. Here is T equal to 6, here T equal to 4, and this is also significant. So same interpretation is here also. So at a time, we can use so many variables in the box, dependent variable, instead of one. So in this situation, if you comment any type of groups, according to your hypothesis, check this one, okay? You can use the independent t-test. Is it clear? Now I go to the pair t-test. So check both is different, check this one. So same variable, same subject, 2 time points measurement required. So I have the same variables, same subjects. So check here, systolic blood pressure 1 and systolic blood pressure 2. 2 time measurements. I have some objective here also. If I go to the another site, suppose I want to check the any medicine. Is there any effect of systolic blood pressure? Yes or no? So I take the first time blood pressure, this one, and input all the medicines to the all participants. Then I check the second time blood pressure, and I want to compare this and this. If there is significant difference, I can conclude that the drug has some effect on systolic blood pressure. If it is not significant, we can say there is no effect on the systolic blood pressure of this type of drug. Okay. So again we go to, okay. So check here, in the first point blood pressure 114 and second time 115. So here is 114 and very little difference. So again check here, pair this one, mean difference. That means this minus this equal to this one, standard deviation this one, and t value is here. T value is here. Is it clear? Minus t equal to minus 0.89 and probability equal to 0.37. It is significant or not? This is not significant. That is, this is falling the acceptance area. Is it clear? Significant means when this is less than 0.05, but it is 3.37, that is falling the acceptance area. So we cannot reject the null hypothesis. We accept the alternative hypothesis. We accept the null hypothesis. Okay, since it is not significant. So what is my conclusion? In terms of drug, there is no effect on the drug. There is no effect of drug on systolic blood pressure. And in terms of means, there are no significant difference, 2-point measurements of the mean of systolic blood pressure. This is the interpretation. So when this type of variable appear, you can apply this type of t-test. So we use 3 type of t-test: one sample, independent, and pair. So remember this one, and always check this one. Not t is the not required. My highly required this one probability. This is the significant levels. So you always check probability. T is not important. My important part is this one. Okay. So always check this one is less than 0.05 or greater than this one. So if less than 0.05, this is not significant, that is, you accept your null hypothesis. And if it less than this, less than 0.01, then it is significant, you reject the null hypothesis. Okay. So I am finished. Is any question regarding this one? I shift to the ANOVA. Madam.
Yes, sir.
যদি কিছু কোশ্চেন থাকে টি টেস্টে বল জিজ্ঞেস করতে বলুন, আমি অ্যানোভা যাব।
Participants, please unmute yourself. Those who want to ask sir any question, please ask. Some have raised your hand, so please ask. Margaret Nagaraja, Lopamudra Sardar, and Imon Banerjee Mukherjee, you have raised your hand, so please ask, sir, if you have any question. Participants, you may unmute yourself and ask sir if you have any question. If you don't have any question, then I will tell sir to proceed.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Sir, actually in statistics, t-test is called student friendly or student t-test.
Yeah.
In SPSS, what is the implication of this term student t-test?
No, same thing. So here is not intent, it's the same thing. Okay, that is no problem. Formula is same. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Anyone? Anyone? No, I cannot see any question in the chat box even.
Okay, I will. I move. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So again, I am in my PPT. ANOVA. ANOVA is an extension part of the independent t-test. Independent t-test, remember this one, grouping. When I use groups, male, female, or smoker, this independent t-test extension part of the ANOVA. Suppose you have more than 2 groups, how to compare in t-test? Because t-test allow only 2 groups. Suppose you have 4 groups, so we can perform t-test also, that is no problem, but so many results you will get. Suppose you have 4 groups instead of 2, so t-test allow you 2 groups only. So first you do group 1 versus group 2, and group 1 versus group 3, and group 1 versus group 4, and group 2 versus group 3, group 2 versus group 4, and group 3 versus group 4. So many combination is there, and so many results you will get. Is it clear? So avoid such type of problems. Avoiding such type of problems, we can use one way. We can use ANOVA. Okay, one way ANOVA. So this is an extension part of the independent t-test and used when the researcher interested in whether the means for several groups greater than 2 groups are differ significantly. And factor is a variable that can take several groups. That is categorical variable is in SPSS there is no categorical variable mentioned here. Here is mentioned only factor. Okay, so you put the factor in the categorical variable. And I am going just. So here you can same things, same assumption is there also, like t-test, required 1 categorical variable, more than 2 categories, and 1 quantitative variable, that is continuous variable. And same checklist is here. Dependent variable must be quantitative, normality check, homogeneity of variance, that is Leibniz test. And Kolmogorov test, keenness cartridges to check Q2 plot, check the normality. And homogeneity test, Leibniz test using a Leibniz test, that is F distribution. So check here. And now is a technique to compare. We are using here t-test means test statistics. And now is not test statistics. This is a technique. Okay. So check this one. T-test is a test statistic. ANOVA is a test technique to compare the means of more than 2 groups. So ANOVA compare means also. T-test also compare means. One ANOVA that is required 1 factor, that is required 1 categorical variable, and 2 ANOVA required 2 factors, and there is another repeated ANOVA. So more than 2 factors. Okay, required more than 2 factors. So I discuss 1 and 2 now. just one example here. Check this one. So dependent variable continuous, that is test code. Test code is a dependent variable. And here independent variable, that is categorical variable, study period. Factor study periods, that is more than 10 hours, 5 to 10 hours, and less than 5 hours. So 3 category, 1, 2, 3, and this is the dependent variable, my study score, test score. Okay. Now I perform one ANOVA since it is my one categorical variable, one independent variable. Okay. So what is my null hypothesis? That is, there is no difference between difference means between the groups. Okay. So if I find out the mean of 3 groups, so x1, x2, x3. So my hypothesis is all x1, x2, x3 are equal. And null hypothesis, alternative, differences. These are not equal. x1 not equal to x2, not equal to x3. So I want to test this one using one ANOVA. Okay. So when 2A, same test code, this is study period like this one, and this is level of anxiety. Level of anxiety, level 1, 2, 3 according to your cutoff point. So when you use 2 categorical variable, this is 2A, and dependent variable must be 1. So many hypotheses. Take this one. We have only null hypothesis 1. Is it clear? And here the mean test score of study groups are same. This is for study group, one hypothesis. This is anxiety group. This is another hypothesis. Mean test score of all anxiety groups are same. And there is no interaction between study group and anxiety. So here is 3 null hypotheses. In one way ANOVA, we have only one hypothesis, but 2-way ANOVA, we have 3 hypotheses. First one, first categorical variable, the means are equal. In the second one, second category variable are equals, means of all second category variable means equal. And third one, interaction. There is no interaction between study times and anxiety level. Okay, so we can test 3 types of hypothesis using 2-way ANOVA. So this is study period greater than 10. There are 56 individual, 5 to 10, 66, and less than 5, 49. The mean value this one, test code mean value this, and F value is this one, and this is significant. Significant because less than 0.05. That means significant at which percent? Actually here is 3%. 3% level of significance. We allow up to 5%. So here is 3%. So reject the null hypothesis. So there is a significant difference among the means. Okay. So I have go to the another example. Just check this one. This is the frame of ANOVA between sum of square, degrees of freedom minus group -1, and this divided by this one, and within group sum of square, degrees of freedom n minus k. That means total minus group, and this is called mean sum of square within group. That means this divided by this equal to this one, and this divided by this equal to f. This is f value. Okay. So this is the frame of 1 year ANOVA, and just little example here. Check here. So here is only 10 data set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Any measurement. Okay. And these 10 belongs to 3 groups. first three group 1, second, fourth group 2, and third group 3. So any group you can say high income, middle income, low income. These are 3 groups. Okay. And mean of the 3 group, first group is 6. The mean of these 3 is 6. Mean of this 4 is 5.95, and mean of this last group is 7.33. And here data minus group, this minus this equal to this one, and this is the square. This is the square of this, and getting the total, this one, and divided by k. K means 3. So you divided this one by this one, you will get this one. Similarly, between groups, that means group mean is here, total group overall mean, that is overall mean of this one 6.44, and here is group means, difference of group means. That means this minus this equal to this one, and this minus this equal to this one, and this minus this equal to this one. So again square this one and sum of this one, and this divided by this equal to this one. This is the F value 10.56. So I will check this one again. Okay. 1, 2, 3 groups. This is the number of observations and descriptive statistics here. And same things, this is according to the frame. And post hoc test, I am doing this one. What is post hoc test? And check this one. This is error bar. This is visual presentation. If is there any significant difference among 3 groups? Okay. So check here. 1, this is standard error. This is the mean value. This is mean value. This is mean value. This is plus minus AC. This is plus minus AC. This is also plus minus AC for this group. This is plus minus AC for this. This is called the error bar. So any overlapping is called the non-significant. So this is, check this one. This is overlap this one. That means this is included here. This touches this one. So this is not significant. And this is not overlapping. This and this is compare. This is not overlapping. This is compare. This is not overlapping. That is, this is, if you draw this line, there is not touches in this. So you check here. So 1 and 2 is not significant, but 1 and 3 is significant. 2 and 3 is significant. 1 and 3 is significant also. So without ANOVA, without t-test, if you draw the error bar graph, you can easily understand is there any significant difference or not. Okay. Is there any significant difference? If any overlapping, this is significant with this group. So check here. Check here. 1, 2, group 1 and group 2, group 1 and group 3. So group 1 and group 2, the significant value is 9, 9. So check here, group 1 and group 2, 1 and 2. Significant value is 9, 9. Probability value 0.99. That is not significant. So I check here. This is not overlap. So this is not significant. Again check. This is post hoc test. 1 and 3. This is significant. 0.01. 7. This is significant. So check here in your gear graph. This and this. This is overlapping, not non-overlapping. So this is significant, group 1 and 3. Again go to this. 2, 1. 1, 2 means 2, 1. Just sign is changes. Result is same. This and this same. 2 and 3. This is significant. 0, 1, 1. 0.011. This is significant. So check 2 and 3 groups. 2 and 3. This is non-overlapping. So this is significant. Again, 3, 1. This 3, 1 or 1, 3 same. 1, 3. This is same. And 2, 3. 3, 2 and 2, 3. This is also same. 1, 1. So we are using this error bar. We can easily check there is any significant difference or not. Okay. So now I perform this one. Oh. ANOVA. Now I perform the ANOVA. Okay. So same data set I have put it here. 10 data, same data. I perform this one. Okay, I perform this one. So go to the analyze and compare means. Then one ANOVA here. Just put this one, my ANOVA data, this one, and ANOVA group. There are 3 groups also. I put it here. Here is post hoc test. I put a Takis test. You can put anyone according to our hypothesis, and I put here 2K test or SIDAC, anything. And option, any option here. I check here homogeneity of variance and descriptive statistics. Then continue. Then okay. This is descriptive statistics for 3 groups mean. I have seen, and here check. My assumption is all group variants are equal. Is it clear? All group variables are equal. Is they satisfied or not? Check this one from this table. Leibniz test and corresponding probability here. So this is not significant. So the assumption do not violate. So we can perform this one. Okay. So the assumption do not violate. If significant, this should be violate the assumption. Okay. Now same results is appeared here. Here is actual probability. If you calculate, you do not get the probability value. You check in the table, from the table, either 1% or 5%. Is it clear? And since I got the actual probability, so table does not require. Tables are not required. So this is 0.008. That is very, very less, 0.05. So this is also highly significant. You can say this is highly significant at 1% level. Okay. So what is the interpretation of this one? F value. In the analysis, in F value is very important. First one, if it is not significant, if it is not significant, that means this indicate that there is no group difference anyone. Between 2 groups, there is no group differences. So that is not required the ANOVA test. Okay. So it is significant. That means this indicate at least one pair having the significant difference. At least one pair. So you can say from this here, the group has the significant effect of the dependent variable. That means this indicate that independent variable having some had some effect on the dependent variable, since it is significant. Now I try to find out which groups are most significantly affected on dependent variable. Okay, so that's it. The t-test, and instead of t-test, we use here post hoc test. Post hoc test actually t-test. This and the 2 pairs. This is also t-test. And t result t is not here, just p value is here. P value is here. So check here. Group 1 and 2 is not significant. Group 1-3 is significant. Group 2-1 is not significant. Group 2-3 is significant. Group 3-1 is not significant, and 3-2 is not significant. So here we can find out that group 3 is most effective group. Most effective variable group on the dependent variable, because here is between two groups only one time significant. If you consider two groups, here is also one time significant. But if you consider three groups, there is two types of significance, two times appear. So group 3 is most effective group than others. Okay, then others. So what is the hypothesis? What is my hypothesis? Check this here, ANOVA table. Here, the null hypothesis is that no difference in means between the groups. This was my hypothesis. That is significant. An alternative, there is a difference in means between groups. So since it is significant, so we reject this part, and accept this one. So significant difference is there. Okay, this is my hypothesis. And among the groups, three groups, I want to find out which groups are most effective, significantly effective on this dependent variable. So group 3 is most effective group. Is it clear? So this is one way ANOVA. Okay. So I am doing another example here, just my data set, from my data set. Again, I am doing systolic blood pressure, just ANOVA, one way ANOVA, systolic blood pressure. And here is age category. There are 4 categories here. Age. Here is age. And there are 4 categories. So again, I put here categories. And poster also maybe also the Turkish test. And this one, continue. Check this one. So this is also significant. This is also significant. That is some significant difference is there. So I try to find out which group of difference. 1 and 2 not significant. 1-3 is not significant. 1-4 is significant. Similarly, 2-4 is significant. Here 3-4 is significant, and here that means you check here in group 4s all groups are significant. So 4 appear here 3 times, and here is also 1 times only. So here is 4 groups are most effective group on systolic blood pressure. 4 group means higher age group. Okay, this is lower age group. This is maybe less than 30 years, 30 to 40 years, 40 to 50 years, and greater than 50 years. So this group is most effective on systolic blood pressure. This is the interpretation. Okay. So this is one way. This is one way ANOVA. And check here, there is a subset. So check here, 1, 2, 3 belongs to one subset, one group, one cluster. And 4 is the separate cluster.
তাহলে আমার বড়দা আর মেজদা যে করছে ওরা কি দেবে যে আমি এখন টিচার? পাগল, তোর ওখানে চেয়েছে তুই তোর কিসে তুই এমএ দিবি? বিএড কেউ দেয়? তুই বিএডটা হলো ট্রেনিং কোর্স, তুই ওরা কি করতে দিবি? কোন কাজে লাগে বিএড দিচ্ছে?
হ্যালো হ্যালো
কেন?
হ্যালো Hello, madam.
দাদা
Hello. Hello. You. ম্যাডাম শোনা যাচ্ছে? হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ স্যার শোনা যাচ্ছে,
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে।
ক্লিয়ারলি শোনা যাচ্ছে স্যার।
Okay, so here 1, 2, 3 groups are in the same cluster and 4 is another cluster. So 4 is most effective than others. Okay, so now I go to the 2A ANOVA. So check here. Here is only one way mentioned, no 2A here. So I go to the general linear model and univariate. So dependent variable put here. Fixed factors. Fixed factors means independent variable here. So I put here again systolic blood pressure and 2 groups, more than 2 categories. So first group is age, and second group may be more than 2 categories. Food habit. Food habit also. There are 3 types of food habits. One is veg, non-veg, and mixed veg. Okay. So why 2A? Since I have put 2 factors, that's why 2A. There are so many factors. That is systolic blood pressure depends on so many factors. You can choose according to your hypothesis. So I think here age and food is most effective variable on systolic blood pressure. That's why I put here. And I want to check, is there any significant effect or interaction effect on systolic blood pressure? There are 3 hypotheses, null hypothesis here. First hypothesis for this age group categories, second one food habit, and third for interaction. Okay. Homogeneity test also. So frequency of 3 groups, 2 groups, 4 frequency is there, and food habit also 1, 2, 3 in the frequency is there, and mean value group 1, this one, group 2 this one, group 3 this one, group 4 this one, this one. Okay, and this is significant. So violate this one, my assumption. Significant means violation my assumption. So can I perform this one? 2A ANOVA. So if your data follow the normal distribution both, then we can use this one. Okay. And check here. Age category C. That is significant. Food habit also not significant. And interaction is not significant. So in 2A ANOVA, we conclude that age has a significant effect on systolic blood pressure, but not in the case of food habit and interaction also. Okay, and interaction also. So this is the 2A ANOVA. This is 1A and 2A. Now I complete 1A and 2A. So if you have question for 1A and 2A, I go to the next task, topic, ANCOVA. Okay. Go to the next topic, ANOVA. If you have questions, please ask.
Participants, if you have any questions on ANOVA, please ask, sir. You may unmute yourself and ask, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
I would like to ask that in one-way ANOVA, what is the difference between F and P? P value. Can you explain the thing one more time?
F
You have
and
explained na, that F and P value. P value, the probability.
F value and P value.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your question is difference between F and P.
Yes, in
Okay.
one-way ANOVA table.
In probability. One way, two way, same things. That is no problem. And I am asking you,
Yes,
do you understand the T value and P value?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you please explain the difference that you have earlier mentioned?
The T value and F value is same interpretation. That is no problem. So check this one ANOVA. Here, F value. This is the stress statistic like T statistics. Okay. This is my stress statistic. I want to check this is significant or not. That means this value fall in the rejection area or acceptance area. How to judge this one? This is fall rejection area or acceptance area. I will check the corresponding probability here. Probability near to 0. That is rejection area. Near to 0 means less than 0.05. That means you are extremely right tail. Okay, so you go to the extremely rejection area. So your null hypothesis is rejected according to your probability. So this is the difference. This one this is not our important. This is important in our probability. Okay, so F value is not important. Always important this on significant level, probability value. Is it clear?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one question, and that is, if the homogeneity of variance assumption is not fulfilled, should we go forward with the ANOVA test? One way ANOVA or both the two ANOVA?
In the two-way case, there is no such type of. We go to the non-parametric test for one way ANOVA. Okay, non-parametric, that is Kruskal-Wallis test.
Okay.
We can perform result. You will get same.
Okay.
That's probability value significant or not. The statistic is different. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You
So that is in the case of one way ANOVA.
You use the non-parametric test, one way ANOVA.
Yes.
One way ANOVA repeat instead of Kruskal-Wallis test. Okay.
Okay.
And for the case of T statistics, T test.
Yes.
If you violate the assumption that is normality, that is not equal
Yes.
variance. If not equal variance, you can change. Wells test is there also. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Wells test. You mention this one, you can perform this one. If your violation the homogeneity. But
Okay.
if violation the normality, you can go to the non-parametric test. What is the difference between two? Non-parametric test means distribution free. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
This is distribution free. So we can use the non-parametric test. It is not possible for me to show the parametric non-parametric test. Time is not sufficient. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, I will go.
Sir, I have question. My Sanghamitra Basa. The one way ANOVA, two way ANOVA. What do mean two way ANOVA? And I have question. 95% confidence level interval. This there is any question is not understanding.
Oh.
মানে ANOVA is non-parametric. This is non-parametric two-way.
No, repeat the question again.
Okay, take.
You repeat question.
Oh, ANOVA is a two-way.
Two-way ANOVA.
And this is the 95-way confidence interval. This is related.
Yeah. So check here. Have you seen this table?
SCBAP1. This is this table is not understanding.
95% contract. This is the lower bound. This is the upper bound. This difference fall in this range. Okay.
Okay, sir.
95%. That means 95% probability 0.95 is this value fall in this range. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But there is no zero this to this here. Here is zero. Okay. So if zero is here, this range to this range, that is not significant. Okay. And check here. Here is no zero. This interval to this interval, there is no zero. That's why this is significant.
Acha. Okay.
Again, check here. Here to here, middle is the zero is there. This range to this range. So this is not significant.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay,
Similar
sir.
this way.
So,
this difference fall in this time here. If you draw this 100 times, 95% time, 95 times fall in this range within this group. Okay. So that is the signifies of the 95% of confidence interval.
Okay, sir.
Any other?
Thank you, sir.
Anybody? So, hello. Hello.
Is anyone wants to say anything? Please be quick. Anyone?
Okay.
Sir, you may proceed to a last section.
Yeah. Last. How many times I have? 15.
Half an hour you have.
Half an hour. Okay. Now I am going to the ANCOVA. First t-test, then ANOVA. Now I am going to the ANCOVA. So again I saw this one. ANCOVA, check here. ANCOVA, ANOVA plus another covariates, required another covariates. ANCOVA is used to examining the difference in the mean values of dependent variable that are related to the effect of the control variable, taking into account the influence of the uncontrolled variable. Okay, so check here, some assumption is same assumption is here, and independent variable, control and uncontrolled. This is ANCOVA. Check here. ANOVA, first ANOVA is here. This and these are ANOVA. Okay, test code and one independent variable level of anxiety. This and these are ANOVA. And when we add this one, then this is the ANCOVA. So why add this one? Suppose when we run the ANOVA, this and this, these variables sum related to other variables. Okay, these variables, that is test scores, depends on the other continuous variables. So that is called the duration of study hours. This is the study hours. Here is no category here. Check this one. Here is no category. When we analyze 2 ANOVA, we make here category, but here is no category. This is the continuous variable. Okay. So these and these are highly correlated. These and these are highly correlated. Is it clear? So when we ANOVA this and this, there is some effect on this variable, study hours. There is some effect on study hours. So I want to eliminate the effect of that third variable. I want to eliminate the effect of third variable, that is the ANCOVA. That is controlled by third variable. This is the ANCOVA. That is remove the effect of the third variable, that is ANCOVA. So same thing in the case of 2A. So I am doing the ANCOVA in my example data. Now again, analyze general linear model, univariate, okay. So my dependent variable, systolic blood pressure, and body mass index, food habit. Again, I put here food habit. There are three categories. So this and this, when I perform this one, this should be one-way ANOVA. And systolic blood pressure, I assume that highly correlated with age. So eliminating the effect of age. First, I perform this one-way ANOVA. This and this. What is the result? Check this one. In one-way ANOVA, this is not significant. F value is yet this, and this is not. That is food effect. There is no effect on food on systolic blood pressure. Okay. So this is not good. I want to find out this is significant. So I change this one again. Okay. I change this one. I put here body mass index category, BMI category. There are three categories here also. Check this one. Oh, this is significant. So this is significant. That is body mass index, BMI category have the significant effect on systolic blood pressure. There are three categories. One is undernutrition, two is normal, and third is obese. Okay. So significant. This is one-way ANOVA. Now some effect is there. I think that age is highly correlated with systolic blood pressure. So I want to remove the age effect or control the age effect. What is the result? That is, go to the same univariate and perform ANCOVA. So I put the age in the covariate list. Okay, the covariate list. Then okay. So Leavenworth is not significant, so that is not violated. And check here. This is also significant. And check the values. Here is F value 14. Okay. F value is BM category is 18. 18.47. In our ANOVA, one-way ANOVA, 18.82. So some reduce is there. Slight reducing. Okay. So remove the age effect, you will get the actual value, this one. So this is called the ANCOVA. Age is also significant. So this is called the ANCOVA. One-way ANCOVA. And here in covariates, I use here one variable. You can use more than one variable. You can use here more than one variable. So 1, 2, 3, anything. You find the correlation between dependent variable and your other covariates. If highly correlated, then you put the covariates for the one-way ANCOVA. If F is not significant, you do not proceed the ANCOVA. In the ANOVA case, if F is not significant, you are not proceed the ANCOVA. Okay. So this is the one-way ANCOVA. And two-way, same things. You put here only two other variables. So age category, sex, and other three, food habit also. No, BMI, and put again food habit. So this is the two-way ANCOVA. First I have done one-way ANCOVA, and now this is two-way ANCOVA. since here is two categorical variables. Okay. Then okay. And this is the result. This is not significant. This is the result. 1, age is significant. BMI category also. And MUC category. This is another category also. This is not significant. Okay. This is not significant. This is the ANCOVA table. 2A ANCOVA table. So ANOVA, 2 ANCOVA, we perform this one. Is it clear? ANOVA to ANCOVA, we perform. Already performed. Okay. So any question regarding ANCOVA? Hello? Any questions regarding ANCOVA?
Hello,
Hmm?
sir.
Hmm?
Am I audible? Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how to measure the eta square value in ANCOVA?
Eta square.
Huh?
ANCOVA the ANOVA. ANOVA.
ANOVA or
There
as
is some
well as
option here.
ANCOVA?
There is some option here maybe. Okay. Maybe some option here. Check here. General linear model univariate. Here is estimate of effect size. That means eta square. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If you put here, you will get the
Yes.
result. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Do you follow this one? Any problem? Hello? Hello? Any problem?
No, sir.
Okay.
Fine, sir.
No, sir.
Achha, so I compute 1A ANOVA, 2A ANOVA, 1A ANCOVA, 2A ANCOVA. Now my last session, MANOVA and MANCOVA. Okay. So MANOVA and MANCOVA. What is MANOVA? Multivariate plus ANOVA, so MANCOVA. And same assumption is there. Same assumption. So just I am doing the practical session. Okay. Time is very short. So MANOVA. When I compute MANOVA, perform MANOVA, I am performing ANOVA when my dependent variable 1. Is it clear? And independent variable one we perform one way, when 2 we perform 2A. And here, if we have more than one dependent variable, then we can perform the MANOVA. Okay. So how to analyze this one? Go to the analyze and general linear model, and I go to the multivariate. So you check here, the dependent box is very large. In 1A ANOVA, dependent variable is very small. You can put there only one variable. Here you can put so many variables. Okay. So I am putting here more than one dependent variable. What is this? Systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure, and pulse rate also. 3 dependent variables. Is it clear? And again, age category. Age C means age category. That is, this is called the one-way MANOVA. This part, one categorical variable. That's why I call the one-way MANOVA. And option in here, descriptive parameter, homogeneity test is here also. Then continue. Post hoc, not required, plot, model. I check this one, okay. So check this table. Multivariate state statistics, age. There are so many state statistics. We use Wilks lambda only. Wilks lambda, that is significant. That is, this Wilks lambda indicate that age have the significant effect of the linear combination of the dependent variables. Is it clear? Age has the significant effect on linear combination of the dependent variable. This is indicate this one. If it is not significant, you are not getting the significant effect of dependent variable. So this is the Leibniz test. Violation the assumption. This one, only this one. And check here, age category. I check this, only this box. Only this box. So age is independent variable, dependent variable 1, 2, 3, and age have the significant effect on systolic blood pressure. Age has a significant effect of diastolic blood pressure, and age has no significant effect of pulse rate because it is greater than 0.05. So you can say age has a significant effect on systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure, but not in the case of pulse rate. Okay, this is the MANOVA. This is one-way MANOVA. And if I put the covariates similar, if I put the covariates here similar to ANCOVA, then we can say this is the MANCOVA. Okay, then we can say this is MANCOVA. I put here weight, and check this one result. This is the result. This is also significant, and this is also same thing. Just slight change this one. Eliminating the effect of weight, just because slight changes this one. That is 0.059, here is 0.07. Okay, so eliminating the effect of weight, we got the result. This is ANCOVA. This is MANCOVA, one-way MANCOVA. And similar to two-way, just two-way like this, you add here another variable, could have it also, put here. And this is the two-way MANCOVA. This is the two-way MANCOVA. This is, and this is, both age and food have the significant effect on linear combination of the dependent variable. And here also, check here. This is not significant effect. Here is no effect in food, and there is no combination effect also, interaction effect also. So this is the two-way MANCOVA. Okay. So I finish this one. T-test, 3 types: one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, one-way ANCOVA, two-way ANCOVA, one-way MANOVA, two-way MANOVA, one-way MANCOVA, two-way MANCOVA. I finish this part. Okay. So you can ask any questions if you have regarding this. Hello. Hello.
Please ask your question. Please ask your question. If you have any question, please ask sir any question. Any of you. Anyone, please unmute yourself. Come front and please ask.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one question, and that is, in all the tests today, Menkova, Manova, or ANOVA, we have seen that homogeneity of error variance is important. So
Yes.
if it is not fulfilled in all the cases, should we go for non-parametric tests?
Yeah, maybe. Some violation, you can consider this one. There you only ANOVA Wells test is there.
Yes.
You can apply this one also. If the first target is all dependent variable must follow the normality. Otherwise, you can do this one.
Okay.
And if violations are some variance,
Yes.
you can use the Wells test also. That is no
Yes.
problem. Okay.
And in case of Menkova, Manova?
Manova, you are not getting the maybe in the non-parametric test. Okay, so that's some problem.
Okay, sir.
Do you have any other question? No, sir. I think there is no question from the
There is no question.
participant. There is in chat box there is no question and nobody raises hand or asking anything.
সবাই কি বুঝে গেল নাকি?
Actually, either they have understood everything or they have understood nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Second, maybe second.
স্যার আমি নেটে জয়েন করতে সামনে বুঝতে পারিনি।
Yes, who have
Sir,
not understood?
sir, Mancover, what do you mean independent variables? This table test of between subject effect dependent variable picture. What is independent picture? This I was not understanding this table. Last table.
This one, which part? This one.
This it is a test of between subject effect.
Test of between subjective.
Okay.
This is what is it? This is maybe 2A Mancover. Yeah?
Yes. Sir, one question. This you tell the Mancover is a non-parametric. Yeah.
No. I am doing all the parametric tests.
Parametric.
I am not doing non-parametric. All these
Okay.
parametric tests.
Parametric.
Okay. So in this table, I am doing here 2A Mancover. Is it clear? So weight is the control variable, and age category and food habit. There are 2A Mancover. So check here. Eliminating the effect of weight, eliminating the effect of weight variables. Age has the significant effect on all dependent variables. But not in the case of food habit. Okay, there is no significant effect. This is the interpretation. And this is not the combination effect also. This is not significant. So 3 hypotheses is there. This is first hypothesis, second hypothesis, and third hypothesis. So first hypothesis is significant on case of
the first HC first hypothesis.
Age category. And food habit second hypothesis, and interaction effect third hypothesis. Is it clear? So in the case of age category, only 2 variables out of 3 significant effect. And food habit, there is no significant effect on systolic blood pressure, and the combination is not effect. This is the interpretation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Any other question, participants? Do you have any other questions? Any other questions? Sir, one question: how can we get SPSS software for practice in live? For in free, practice in free. I mean, she has asked for free version.
Today is not free. Okay, once upon a time, up to 18% were free. But when
practice.
that is not free for any software. So you can use another software also. Why SPSS? So you can use the results should be same. And if you have an idea, and knowledge of statistics, that is the software is not required. And any software you can use this software. Okay.
Sir,
Huh?
I have a question regarding PCA. Can you cover this?
Yeah. PCA, tomorrow Professor Bhuya will take the class.
Okay. Sir, actually, I have some query. Basically, when we run a PCA, we try to club similar variable into a new variable.
No. This is out of my range.
Okay, sir.
Because tomorrow this class, you attend this class tomorrow. Professor Bhuya will also take this class and you ask this question.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
This is out of range. Not.
I don't think any other question is there. No question in the chat box.
Okay.
So, sir, have you completed?
Thank you to all participants for your patience, and obviously, Dr. Samasri. So now I stop the share. No?
Okay, sir. Okay, now this is time for. Sir, please stop screen sharing.
If you have any question regarding this one, you can mail me or phone call me, anything. Okay.
Yes, participants, there is the email ID has given in your flyer. So please, if you have any question, please ask.
Some.
Sir will definitely answer you.
Paper.
Okay.
Have you worked?
Now this is the time of vote of thanks. Thank you, Dr. Baidyanath Pal, Associate Scientist, Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. Please stop. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
ISLAND.
Okay. Now this is the time for vote of thanks. Thank you, Dr. Baidyanath Pal, Associate Scientist, Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata, for your nice deliberation for in a very relevant topic. You have focused in a very relevant topic and which the participant can practice in their day-to-day problem, in which they are doing their research. In fact, not only in social science, we have written this is application of SPSS in social science, but not only in social science, the pure science researchers also can be benefited from your lesson. Because the topic you have taught, t-test, ANOVA, ANCOVA, MANCOVA, everything can be applied in pure science also, in commerce research, everything, in everywhere, in commerce, in economics, in management, in business management, in everywhere, these statistics are applicable in every sector. So this is very relevant topic you have chosen, and on behalf of the participants that they have requested us for organizing such a workshop, you have agreed to deliver your valuable lecture, and you have managed time from your busy schedule to deliver lecture for our small college. So I thank you. On behalf of our respected principal ma'am, Dr. Uma Ghosh, she could not present today. I thank you. And for on behalf of all the organizing members of our college, I thank again. Now it is time to thank the other persons. Thanks to Dr. Uma Ghosh, our principal, for encouraging such good workshop on social science to application of SPSS. She has encouraged me in every way and to organize such workshop and helped us always. Special thanks to Dr. Prathita Vishwas, HOD and Associate Professor, Department of Education, School of Education, Adamas University for her technical support as well as mental support always, because without her in these workshops and these webinars we have conducting, because the Siddhinath Mahavidyalaya is organizing such webinars from 19th June 2020, and this series is going on. So without her direct help, this can never be possible. So I cannot help spelling her name out. So thanks again, Dr. Prathita Vishwas Madam. Thanks to the other organizing members of our college for helping us, for making advertisement and everything. And last but not the least, thanks to the participants, those who have joined from all over India to make this workshop successful. I'm happy to announce that you have 1200 plus in number. We are overwhelmed. We are really astonished by your overwhelming response to listen such e-workshop on SPSS. Really hats off to you that you have shown your interest in this field, in this area. And I think this lecture will be very much effective, that you can apply in your research area as well as your academic area. It will be very helpful for you. So thank you everyone, and thank you one and all. Okay, now I am ending this lecture and ending this vote of thanks, and feedbacks will be given tomorrow at the end of our another cell lecture. And participants, please don't take it otherwise that we have some technical fault in the starting of our of today's program. So we want please pardon us for this problem. I think tomorrow there will be no problem, and please be prepared to watch a good enriching session tomorrow. Dr. Amolendu Bhuiya, Department of Commerce, Kalyani University, Professor Amolendu Bhuiya will come tomorrow with his another research area. So please be prepared for tomorrow's lesson. Thank you all.
Shall I end the meeting now, Shamasri?
Yes. I have vote of thanks is already over, and I have thanked all the persons.
Thank you, Vaidyanath sir. From my end, this is Dr. Prathita Biswas from Adamas University as well as from the advisory committee. Thank you so much for your nice deliberation. And Dr. Shamasri Shur, thank you so much. We hope to meet again soon, and thank you to the participants also. And with that, I am ending the meeting. Thank you so much for the day.
Thank you.